Welcome into episode number
16
of Cashin The Check.
Wouldn't that be funny if it was if it wasn't really a 16 and I was
Wait,
like,
is this 17 or something?
it's 16.
You sure?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. All right.
I could be
Anyways, I'm your host, Tyler Asher.
I am your co-host, co-host with the most. I don't know, something like that. Tiffany Anton from the Biz Foundry.
Luke, can you go ahead and get that job posted, please? I sincerely appreciate that.
Come on.
So let's just, hey,
I make it fun for you.
Ugh.
I've made you lose your hair a little bit, maybe.
Oh, God. Maybe you have contributed to that problem.
I have not known you
hair
nearly
growth.
long enough.
Um,
It's probably like our 1.5 year anniversary of knowing each other ish. COVID-ish
yeah,
was
two,
when
yeah,
started.
2 years would be in April.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into today's Ducks in a Row segment. We're just
Quack, 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 quack.
I was literally on a roll, and you literally just messed it up.
I'm sorry. They need to know that it's ducks in a row.
Oh, good Lord. So let's talk about, we're just changing it up today. Whole format. We're just doing things a little
Thrown
differently.
up.
Ducks in a Row segment, we're not going to do anything funny. We're going to just, we're both parents.
Yeah.
Supply chain shortages for small businesses. How do you think that's going to affect them?
What does that have to do with being parents? I was confused.
Because I'm getting to the point of like,
okay.
Have you started your Christmas shopping early yet?
Ooh, no. I'm not.
Sorry, Anton girls, if y'all don't get anything for Christmas.
Poor kids.
Gift cards it is.
It is, well, the Biz Foundry is trying to remodel the second half of our building, and we're trying to get furniture and stuff, and I'm a little stressed that it's going to take us forever we're just going to have a building that's done with nothing in it. So, I don't know. Life's weird. It's been a weird 1.5 years of just kind of trying to figure out, but I feel like the thing of it is that we're all okay.
You think so?
I think so. I think
Okay.
it'll be, we'll figure it out.
That's a good thing about small business owners, especially here I feel like they very much like adapt, overcome, and do things so that they're resilient. I'd like to know statistics of how many small businesses closed in the last 1.5 years, because I don't think it's been as many as what we thought would happen with COVID.
Oh, for sure. Not in March, April of last year.
We thought everybody was going to go under.
Yeah.
And now it's like, it's all normal.
Yeah. I think that people kind of figured out ways, and all the supporting agencies like ourselves were like, okay, let's help you. Let's figure out.
What can we do?
Let's get things rolling, and we'll help you find, people to develop your website or whatnot. And I mean, you were like Santa Claus last year of just like, let me get you a website, or maybe Oprah, one or the other.
I would rather be Santa Claus. Oh. Speaking of,
we should do a Christmas episode with like hats, and you could dress up as Santa, and I'll be
I don't have a belly anymore.
Buddy the
I can't really do it.
elf. I have a Christmas like onesie thing that I can wear. I think it's good. I'm excited.
Yeah, comment if you want us to do a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
No. I would nix that.
Comment with jingle all the way.
We could do a Halloween episode.
Ooh, Halloween's past.
What's your favorite Halloween movie?
Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown. I don't know.
Really am gonna have to find a new
I
host.
would really like to skip Halloween. Honestly,
Why?
It's not my thing.
My kids love it.
I mean, my girls are like, can we decorate? And I'm like, that sounds like work.
My
that then
kids
I have
decorated our house. It looks there's like cobwebs and
I'm
plastic
ready
spiders.
to decorate for Christmas.
Let me tell you this. The other day, my kids had put out little plastic spiders, and I was outside, and I guess one of them fell off the house, and I was like, holy smokes, that is a huge,
You thought it was
spider.
real.
So I went and stepped on it, and it was plastic.
Goodness.
Oh, I know. Too funny.
Asher girls.
I know. Just gonna love it. So let's just jump right into the big picture on today's side. And this is actually a pretty good topic. I'm kind of excited to talk about this. It'll be a good one. Working from home.
Yep. Which is not as common, I would think, now than it was a year ago.
Well, I feel like it's more
than 2 years
common
ago.
than 2 years ago.
Sure.
People are like, oh, I work from home. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I know people have started work from home during the pandemic, and their boss is like, "Well, you can just stay at home."
Right. Well, and I think small business wise, again, all small businesses are less than 500 employees or less.
Correct.
So we have some. Relation was a business in town, and they had just built a new facility for their employees to work from, and I still don't know that they're even back in the office yet, or the couple people that are there, it's not a full staff, and they're saving a ton of money by
you have overhead.
Yeah, that's a huge expense that people are saving on. So I do not prefer to work from home. I just wrote a blog post on this, and
there was a 2-week period where they kind of sent all of us home to work from home for 2 weeks, and I'll be honest, I feel like I struggled a little bit, but I feel like I was super productive. I don't know if it was like I knew
productive at your work or at building fences at home.
No, I feel like I knew I had to get all this certain things done, and maybe I just knocked it all out because I just did it really fast. And I've heard other people have been more productive at home; they just get it done. But my problem is I like having multiple things going on, so I would be like doing laundry and folding towels or cooking dinner and answering emails, and I don't know. What do you? If you're an employer, how would you feel if you knew that everything was getting done, but they were doing other tasks at home?
I think that it's fine. As an employer, I don't mind if people are working from home. I do think that there's an element of coming together and having a meeting in person together where, you don't like get the cutoff of Zoom where you're like, oh, I missed the first 3 words or whatever, So I think that those are important, but I think that people are super productive. We just hired somebody that lives down in Sparta, and she comes up to the office a couple days a week, but I mean, I know she's busting her butt, and she has a farm. She feeds animals in the morning, and then she's, working on our website, and then going to walk the dog and all that kind of stuff.
I feel like do you feel like there are probably more jobs that could be work from home that aren't?
Well, they probably, most of them have kind of pivoted to that in the last year and a half. And I don't think I think people and employers should know that doing what's best for the employee is what's going to get you the most work. Would
you take a job knowing that you could work from home 4 days a week? Or 3 days a week?
I don't think so. I mean, and this is 100% not a shameless plug. But if I had a remote job that I was working from home, I think I would definitely work from a co-working space. I think I would find a place that I could work at.
I feel like I need some type of routine. Oh, this is good.
If
you work from home and do you have a routine? Like, do you get up? Do you do certain things? I would.
I tried really hard because we were I had small kids that I was home with from March to June, or maybe even throughout the summer last year. So I was home for months. And I think we tried to have a routine, but for me during that time, I was trying to be the teacher and, okay, you need help with this, or you need to log on. I mean, at that time, she was 6 still, I think. So I had a kindergartner during that time. And so she's not logging on the computer and doing assignments by herself. So that was a huge struggle for me of just...
Shout out to all the teachers.
Shout out to the teachers. I mean, so that was really tough for me. But I also think, like, I don't have a set space to work from.
Which would make it easier if I had my own space.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have a desk in my kitchen that's built into the countertop, but it's in the middle of my kitchen, so I can see if there's a dirty dish. Or
and you're going to go put them in the dishwasher. That's my problem.
Yeah, or it's just down the hall from my laundry room. So then I want to go and I should just change. And I'm like if you give a mouse a cookie, that is my life. And so I will go to my laundry room and then be like, oh, okay, well, I gotta empty the dryer vent thing, and then the trash is full. Okay, I take that out. Oh, well, maybe I should do something with this my outdoor trash can, and this bushes need to be trimmed. So
that's my problem. I would just go into doing other things, and then you're like, oh crap, I gotta go back to work, and it's been 45 minutes and you didn't accomplish anything.
My office environment at the Biz Foundry is pretty perfect for me because I can be in my office. I can shut the door so there's not necessarily noise, but I can see other people, so they're around. I see everyone who goes to the gentleman's barber to get their haircut and back, so I can kind of watch the street traffic a little bit, but I can then focus and I can have my 17 tabs open on my computer and kind of go back and forth and all that stuff. But I actually work less with no distractions because I'm like, oh, wow, look at that ceiling.
I love the atmosphere of being in an office because I feel like you get there's just all the time just collaboration that can take place, and you miss the interaction with people that you can't get, to me, like you can't get on Zoom.
Well, I think that I think it's part of it is our Enneagram numbers too. We've talked about that a little bit. So you're a 7 wing 8, I'm an 8 wing 7. And so I think that the 7ness is like, I feed off other people's energy.
Oh, me too.
And I hit a afternoon, probably around 3 or 4 o'clock. I'm like, I'm tired because I start my morning and I just exude so much energy. I don't know how to exhausting. I don't know how to shift it to like make it last throughout the day, and so by like 4 o'clock I'm just like, I'm tired.
That's me. I'm exhausted, and I think just the interaction part with people, I put a lot into that. I feed off that. I love to collaborate with other people. That's why I think maybe working from home is very difficult for me.
Yeah, maybe
one day a week, there's some things we had looked at, but I just like, I feel like I would get so distracted of doing other things.
Yeah, I guess I could, and I did it at the time when we were home for a couple of months. But it was difficult at one point. Please don't anybody call CPS on me. But I was on a Zoom call, and my neighbor texted me and said something about my daughter, the 6-year-old, at her house, and I didn't even know my daughter wasn't at home. She had gone over to play at the neighbor's house, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess."
Is she okay? Is she minding? She behaving? Yeah. If not, send her back home.
Right? She was. She said, "Can she have some snack?" I said, "Great, feed her whatever she wants." So, that's. But and obviously, if I was working at home during the day, the kids wouldn't be there. But it still just is tough.
Do you think you could be more productive if you work from home and the kids are in school? I think I might can do that.
Maybe, but I do think that they're, like I said, the laundry and the dishes and maybe if I had a distinct place and I could turn up the music, but I get a lot of energy off of other people.
I feel like I need going back to our Enneagram numbers, my 7 needs like human interaction. I need something to like feed that, like, hey, yeah, this is great, or what are you working on? Oh, I'm having a bad day, or hey, I've got this. What do you think about this? Or
I think it starts my juices flowing. Yeah. So the other day I was in the office and no one was. There were 2 or 3 people there, and it was maybe like a rainy-ish kind of morning, a little gloomy, and no one was talking. It was like a library. And so I started playing music in my office, and somebody's like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, it's too quiet in here. There needs to be some, activity. So
I always try to break out into like some 90s country. That usually gets people fired up.
Yeah. Little John Deere Green or something like that.
I'm more of like a Brooks and Dunn kind of.
Okay.
But I guess at home. We didn't do that TikTok the other day. We should have.
Maybe we need to do it for Cashin The Check.
We could. I like the. I love the music side of things just because people like that, and especially if you get certain like genre music, you just, it helps the vibe. But I guess if I'm at home, I could turn it up and sing as loud as I wanted, and nobody would like know.
And you don't have to put clothes on. So there's that.
I'm a routine. I would get up, I would take a shower, change my clothes, try to be as normal as possible. I guess the only person that it affects would be the dogs at home. They're just ecstatic. They're not in their crates. They get to be out all day. And like, how many Zoom meetings are on where my dogs would jump up and be like, "Oh, hey, here I am."
Yeah, my cats would be like that too. Actually, one Zoom meeting, my daughter was brushing my hair in the background, and so somebody's like, "I want her to come brush my hair." I'm like, "Oh Lord!"
And you would have to tell your kids like, "Hey, I'm on a call. Like, you can't get in the camera." And I was on one Zoom meeting, and the coworkers' kids like came around. They were like half naked, like, and you're like, "Whoa, I'm on a meeting."
Yeah, I know. It was amazing what we kind of let slide of things, and just, we had and I think we still do. I think that's carried in, and I think that's okay, because if somebody's going to be productive, if they don't shower and they're working in their sweatpants from home, great. If that's what makes my employee productive, that's what I want to see, and that's what I want to have. I don't need somebody to work in the box that I put them in. I need them to work in the box that they put themselves in.
I love the aspect of like you can work from home. Maybe I'm more of a flex. Is there like a flex work? I don't know, like a flexi work kind of like you can work from home. You can work in the office. I don't know. That's kind of ideal. Yeah. Of course, go back to like the only people that I guess would love humans working from home would be your animals, because like mine would be out all day.
Yeah.
So Let's just go right and drink the Kool-Aid. Drinking the Kool-Aid of dogs in the workplace.
Dogs in the workplace.
So humans.
How do we feel about dogs in the workplace? I do not have dogs. I have cats, and you have dogs and no cats. Correct?
Yes, and I'm a dog dude. Jake, Titan, Lucy.
You have 3 dogs?
We have 3 dogs. So we have one Shih Tzu who is 11, and then we have 2 Aussie Doodles. And they're like daylight and dark. One's like a floof and a big tank, and the other one's just kind of like, oh, yay.
I like dogs. I'm not afraid of dogs.
I'm not a cat person. No hateful comments.
I'm just the only reason I like animals. I had dogs and cats growing up, and I just don't have the capacity to have dogs. Like, that's a lot of work. Dogs,
it is a lot of work.
I feel like are more work than kids, and so.
Well, I mean, like we were going on a trip recently. We paid someone to come stay at the house with the dogs so they could be out and have a normal routine.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when I went away for fall break, and I just left the cats by themselves. Just left them at home.
Don't call animal control.
Yeah. So dogs in the workplace, I think that it depends on the dog.
Okay,
for sure.
I agree.
And I think it depends on the environment you work in. So
Agree.
I think that if we, at the Biz Foundry, we have a co-working space. So if you're in the general space and you're just working kind of at the table, I don't necessarily think that that's appropriate for dogs to be in.
So there is a CDFI that we work very closely with from the SBDC. Bright Bridge, Chattanooga. Yeah. They have an office dog. Like, this lady brings her dog to the office every day. Everyone knows the dog's name. They pet the dog. The dog has multiple beds, and he just goes around and visits everybody. And they were like, when we brought the dog in, it changed everybody's mood.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a part of me from my insurance background kind of cringes because I'm like, oh, that's a liability. Like, if the dog bites somebody, you're automatically on the hook. But then part of me is like, but if it changes everybody's mood, and you oh, it's a dog. I feel like, when we were gone, my wife saw these 2 dogs, and she's trying to get them to come over. I'm like, honey, stop. You don't know if they got rabies. I feel like there's just something about animals that make you want to be like, oh, yeah.
But you're dog people. So some people are yes, I agree. Some people, it changes the mood. And actually, Jeff just got a dog, and it was supposed to be Jeff's little pal. And
now it's Connie's.
Connie's. But the plan was for him to bring it to the office. And I was kind of excited about that. But I grew up in a house of dogs. I think that there's definitely people who would not appreciate that. And I would not appreciate it if our office started smelling like dogs. I cannot stand a house.
You don't like a wet dog smell?
Blech. I don't like a house that you walk in and you can smell that it has animals. When I got my cat, first I had 1, and I was really worried about that, and then I got 2, and I was really, really worried about that, and so I have 2 litter boxes, but they're right next to each other in the laundry room, as far as I can get away.
You can shut the door.
Yeah, so that I just didn't want. I don't like that. So I don't know if it's an annoying dog, like the big slobbery dogs. I don't need that.
Like Beethoven?
Yeah. I don't need somebody's dog slobbering on my clothes. Dogs that jump. I don't need a dog that jumps in my office space.
We've been trying to break them with that.
Yeah. Those kind of things. I mean, it's okay, but I went over to a friend's house the other day, and their landlord had 4 or 5 dogs. I had a dress on, and they were getting all into things. And I was a little worried that I was going to expose myself with these dogs. And
do you think it's professional to have a dog in a work? Maybe if you,
of course it's not professional,
but in the sense of when you have visitors come, when we went down there, we were like, oh, there's a dog here. It was oh, okay. So it changed. I guess it depends on who's coming in, maybe. I don't know.
Or your business. I mean, a place like the Biz Foundry where we do have that cooler vibe. We are, kind of, I like to think that we're the hip and with it. We allow people to have dogs in their individual offices. And
has anybody had a dog in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had a couple of people. Actually, I think Luke is in the office that somebody moved out of that had a dog. And as far as I know, he's never complained to me. So I think maybe it's okay. We get it cleaned after
What about other animals in the workplace?
I do bring my cats sometimes to my office, and they lay out. I put a little blanket for them,
so they can.
They like the window. One time, like they had some surgeries, and so I brought them into the office just
hang out with them.
I didn't want them to be at home by themselves all day.
What would be another acceptable animal in the workplace?
Fish, obviously.
Okay.
Fish.
Anything else? What about snakes?
No.
And if it's like in a container,
I don't think so. I think people have some people have deep rooted fears of snakes.
Snakes.
I don't think that's. I think birds would not be okay.
I
They
agree.
are messy and.
Spiders, like a tarantula.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do if somebody said. And right now, like the scene from Home Alone is just coming through my mind. If somebody had wanted to bring their spider to their office there or something like that.
My kid's assistant principal has a boa in her office, but she's had it for
Does she
10 or
threaten
12
to
years.
feed the kids to the boa?
No, she takes it home. I think almost every day or every other day.
I feel like if I were a principal, I would definitely tell my kindergartners, if you don't behave, I'm feeding you to the snake.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would warrant a phone call.
Isn't there a book called Jimmy's Boa Constrictor, and it eats everything?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
Your wife would know. She's an elementary school teacher.
Yeah, she's
right?
first grade.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be. I could see that as far as having a snake and people who have very deep rooted fears of snakes
But see, I think that there's some people that have deep rooted fears of dogs. So to have
maybe you had a bad experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have had a dog bite and you just really don't like dogs, and then there's an office dog, I mean, what do you do in that situation?
I guess the good thing is you don't have an office alligator or an office crocodile.
No, but we did have we had a fountain out back in the Biz Foundry when the Age of Aquariums was there, and they put some koi fish. They had a koi fish pond, and that was kind of coolish.
Just no office cow or anything.
No,
this is Betsy, our office cow.
Maybe we could get Jess to bring some goats to the office.
I heard goats are mean.
They're crazy. I mean, I think they eat everything, and they'll just climb on everything,
whatever.
and so.
You know what time it is? It's time to check out for the day. So
clock out.
We're gonna clock out. And,
I don't know. That was
Let's do some. We talked earlier about working from home, working remotely. Let's just do some statistics.
Do you know the song "Work from Home"? It's kind of a dirty song, but it keeps playing. You can work from home. Anyway,
they're gonna sue us for copyright infringement or
something. Probably. No one even knows what I'm talking about because it was such a bad rendition of "Work from Home."
Blank percentage of remote workers plan on working remotely for the rest of their career. It's a big number. I'll give you that. It's a big number. Big number.
72.
90%.
Ooh, wow.
Blank percentage of remote workers say that the biggest struggle of working remotely is loneliness. What percentage of that?
Is loneliness?
Mm-hmm. Blank percentage of these workers say their biggest struggle
47.
21%.
Oh.
I feel like that's kind of low.
I do too.
But it depends on personalities again.
Yeah, I think that if you're choosing to work from home, you're not worried about loneliness.
I'm right there with you. Ooh, this is kind of crazy. Blank percentage of remote workers have at least a college degree.
67.
78%.
Yeah.
Does that not?
It seems weird, but I think that there's skilled jobs that are doing work from home.
Correct. 65% of workers said that they would be more productive in a home office than a traditional office space. Why do you think that? As we wrap up real quick. You think it's more productive?
Yeah, I think that when you choose your environment, you can, what works for you does not necessarily work for me, which doesn't work for Jeff or which doesn't work for Mark. I think Mark, 90% of the time I see him, he's got a blazer on.
And he's meeting with people.
Right.
Yeah. He likes for us to be in the office.
Right. So
he likes collaboration. So.
Right. So I don't think, he's not like a let me work in my sweatpants kind of guy.
Yeah. Which we're going to have him on the podcast. We're going to talk about building a team and creating an all-star team. So excited to have him on here. Just got to coordinate with his busy schedule. So as we wrap up, give our normal shout outs to Mark Farley
and Jeff Brown at the Biz Foundry. Thank you so much.
Like, subscribe, share.
Tell your grandma, tell your friends.
Tell your aunt, uncle.
Tag me and Tyler and
leave us some comments. Give us some ideas. We're all about it. So
let us know what you want to see for our Christmas episode that's coming soon.
It's definitely time to clock out. We're out.